Hello and welcome. I am Marisan Kyosuke, you can just call me Kyo, and welcome to the video series where we go through every character on HoloCure version 0.7, every character in alphabetical order, doing stage 5 using the little challenge of Halu 5 and Mono Weapon. If you want a longer explanation, feel free to go check out the first video of the series where I played as Aki Rose. Otherwise, enjoy. Amane Kanata. Her main weapon's an Angel Shuriken. It's definitely not just a hairpin. And she throws shurikens in front. Her ultimate is Celestial Song, where she slowly heals 10% of her health per second, while all targets within the area take damage over 10 seconds, with a 20% chance to stun. So she heals for 100% of her max HP over that time. Things randomly get stunned, and pretty much the entire field takes damage. Pretty sweet. We could do a really we could do the funny build where we run. Let's do it. Let's do the funny build. So her first ability is Angelic and Gorilic Power. If a target takes more than 15 hits from any attacks, increase natural regeneration healing by 10 HP and increase attack by 20% for 10 seconds. Issue is that a natural regen happens every like 5-8 seconds. It takes a very long time. And then 20% attack isn't a whole lot, guys. But, you know, it's something. You might accidentally get this. 50 kilogram grip every 7 seconds. I don't believe it's affected by haste. Kanata will grab nearby targets, dealing 100% damage, and stuns the target in place for 2 seconds. Targets in place. So it's a nice big ol' grip. A lot of enemies get stunned with it. And then Voice of Heaven. When Kanata lands 50 hits, she gets a buff for 10 seconds. That'll grant 40% movement speed and allows all attacks have a 30% chance to hit a second time. So, the Gorilla buff is very lackluster, unfortunately. Her grippy grip thing. We don't need this where we're going. Her grip. You know, that's it. That's the size of it. It's not too big. We'll be getting an idol costume later, guys. It's not too big. So it doesn't do... It doesn't... and it's 7 seconds, so it doesn't really save us too often. We can grab Raven Feather, I think. I guess let's think about this. Halu, we need to run Idol Costume. We need to run Full Meal. And we need to run, like, some defensive item. Plus Halu, leaving 2 items. We need Picky because it increases our special damage. Beetle doesn't. So, I think we can take Raven Feather. We have room for it in the build. So the paw just went the wrong direction completely. Didn't grab anything. What the heck? Is not quite consistent enough for us to build around. Its damage is mid, so it's mostly there as a defensive tool to save us once in a while. Ooh, cool. But her angel... Voice of the Angels is actually extremely powerful, increasing her, whenever you make an attack, you deal a second trigger of it. That's super strong. Picky. But what we're gonna do is, like, generally, her weapon is actually extremely powerful. You just build it up, you get a bunch of multi-hits, everything hits multiple times. Very strong. And, you know, you don't have to think about it too hard. Just kind of just do it. Make the weapon. Throw it around. Maybe grab Idol Costume if you want a heal. A consistent heal. Otherwise, you just, like, survive long enough until you ult. And just focus on her special as her means of, healing. You might accidentally get gorilla buff every now and then. But it's not common. Doesn't make a huge impact. However, what we're gonna do here, guys, is something very silly. I think we're taking membership then as our DR, just to increase our damage a little bit more as well. Sure. Is something akin to the Fauna build I showcased. On top of Sora. Sora does a similar thing. Can be played in a similar way, I should say. Where what we're gonna be doing is whenever we pop our ultimate, oh my gosh, well, everything died. Our primary goal is to stand in something and take damage, so that we build our ultimate more. We're doing another one of these builds where we want to slam our face into things to build our ult, to build our special, so that we can use our special to max heal us. Why do I heal for so much just there? Oh. So right there, the boss lived long enough that we got our buff up. That's so cool. Let's delete this for now. We'll delete this as well. So the awakened weapon increases the frequency of hits per shuriken, but reduces the damage slightly per hit. So each shuriken is hitting at least twice on the target. And we're throwing 4 of them. So if it lives, it's getting like 8 hits. I just mashed okay there, like a fool. And we got super lucky it was idol costume. So each shuriken throw is gonna hit like the one enemy like 8 times. So that's like half of your gorilla buff right there. So as long as an enemy lives through 2 entire shuriken throws, then you are doing good for yourself. However, that's not very common. Doesn't happen much. Like, we're running low damage because we don't have any of our damage multipliers. But all these enemies are just kind of dying. I mean, we can use that, right? Try to take damage while our healing is up. Because we're healing with, what's it called? Because we have... Holy moly, where is my mind right now? I don't think it can think of what we're thinking of. Full meal. Because we have full meal, every time we use our ultimate, we heal for 200% of our health over 10 seconds. So, like, we want to take all that damage if possible. We're gonna run the marking stamp to kill bosses. We got good mob clearing. We just need some max HP now. So that our tankiness works out pretty well. We're gonna hold max HP. I'm gonna HP holding. Take as much damage as we can. And that's because the food that we are currently using gives us special back whenever we take damage. That's why we are, like, ramming our face into things. And then it's especially important while our ult is up, because that's when we actually get all of our healing, because we took no healing items. Yeah. Now our ult is down. We got about half of it left. I'm gonna kind of just run through that group. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're looking out for stamps that have a effect, because we're not really relying on our main weapon damage output here. So marking stamp's super good because we have a hard time actually hurting bosses. but we're also going to be running Vampire Stamp. We might be looking for Flower. And those are our main go-tos. Ult's up. Using it to kill things. Doing like 20-something per tick. So the damage is kind of low. But like, it's whole screen. Like literally the entire screen. And we're like nearly invincible as long as it's up. Not actually. Or like some other characters. Alright. Got our health as high as we're gonna get it. Well, for free. And our ult's back up. Easy stuff. I'm gonna run some speed here so that I can reach monsters easier. Or if I run into problems, I can walk out of the monsters easier. Beep-boop. Well, once we get the Vampire Stamp, things will be pretty easy. Pretty chill. At the moment, we take a lot of damage. Trying to get our ult back. Sure, we'll max out the marking stamp, that's fine. But yeah, normally, run a pretty standard build. Works pretty well. Halu. Glasses. Tiara. Tiara and, marking, or not marking, projectile up stamp is kind of all you need to pretty much get to rapid fire build. And Kanata does some pretty good damage with her weapon. And I don't know, Monkey Paw, Gorilla Paw, pretty good. Always happy, Picky, Bandage, usual suspects in this channel. Yeah, you know, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Greed is definitely a support stamp, right? Yeah, Greed's a support stamp. We need money for our membership, right? We're actually fine on money, guys. Just being silly. Peace. Alright, let's run through these guys. As things get tankier, we'll be able to ult, I think, more consistently. Should be able to. So ended at 27. I'm gonna run through some guys still. And we got it back up by the 33, 34. So that's like a 6-second downtime if we're constantly, you know, slamming our face into things. Ow. Ow. Will I live long enough? No, not really. Don't quite live the full 6 seconds within enemy lines. But definitely while this is up, we're fine. Whee! A lot of enemies just get stunned and stay stunned, bro. That's cool. I was just listening to the sound effects of the wings appearing. As soon as we hit the box, the music stopped, but that sound effect kept playing. It's kind of cool sounding. Ah. Bing. Ow! 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 It's silly because so many things get stunned. It's hard for us to really maximize how much damage triggers we take. But we're trying. We're trying. There's a lot of pirates. There's a lot of pirates. Just slam our face into them. It's fine. Health. That's nice. Starting to get a lot of health. I get the feeling that Kanata's health bar is actually kind of low. One thing to note about the marking stamp is that it actually doesn't help us trigger gorilla power. I've seen an enemy get hit by a ton of them, and it's just like, nah, no trigger. Just pretty unfortunate. But these tanky builds are really funny. They're silly. You could probably, instead of membership, run breastplate. It's a better defensive item. Because this only gets you to 25%. Oh wait, is that the same as breastplate? Is breastplate 60? I thought it was, better than membership. Eh. Oh well. We decided we wanted a little bit more damage. Are you marked? Are you marked? Ow. Are you marked? Nice. Went down pretty quickly, all things considering. I guess screen-wide 40 damage per tick with marking stamp does something. Alright, let's take some hits. Sorry, Vivo Stamp. Not today. Crowbar. Crowbar's strong. A little harder on ranged characters to use a crowbar. The knockback stamp, that is. Efficiently. Yeah. Alright, we can't just dance inside the entire mob of enemies, unfortunately. So we do have to get out. I'm surprised that her ult doesn't appear on the bottom left with a timer saying that she's in it. Okay, stamp. The reverse stamp. Still not finding the stamps I need. Finding extra health though, that's always nice. So we're gonna purposely take chip damage, but we're not gonna run through the mass. Okay, we can now. Turns out healing for 20% of your health per second is a lot of healing. Though I think that's less healing than Eophi. I think Eophi gets more healing than 20% a second. Because she gets 3% per enemy near her. Full meal brings it up to 6% per enemy near her. So as long as there's 4 enemies near her, she gets more healing than even Kanata's ult here. And that's a lot of brain damage, I'd say. That's what did Eophi do to deserve that? Or to want that? I don't know. Erophia. Bing. But it's nice having another fun special-based character. I mean, she isn't special-based. This is kind of forcing the issue. This isn't good. Her normal shuriken build is way stronger. She just destroys things with her shuriken. It's really good. But this is just entertaining to me, at least. Haste, sure. Please don't die. Oh dear. The water mates are actually doing a lot of damage. I kind of need flour. Thank you. ASAP. Let's actually use the bomb stamp to spread its to help spread the extra DR. Because with that extra DR from our shuriken, we're able to actually tank these guys. I'm not using that. Now, I think the only thing we're going to left is the vampire stamp, which we will use instead of marking stamp while there's no bosses on the field. Pacifist stamp would be pretty good too. As a very, very, very strong stamp for survival. Size up. As much as we can during our ults, we want to take the hits. Having extra haste here would be pretty helpful. So that our shuriken are always out. So that we can know that these new enemies have the flower debuff on them. So I guess I could have used haste stamp, huh? But yeah, otherwise, this her ultimate's a very strong supplementary to a combat character, giving her essentially invincibility, full heal, and a bit of screen-wide damage. I heard a lot of stamps. I don't know what's dropped. Collector stamp, unit stamp. Probably no vampire yet. Let me guess. I'll start selling stamps just so that they're off the field. Alright, we'll leave this bunch. Sure. Dance. Health is good. We're at over 400. We had lifesteal. Once we get lifesteal stance, we're gonna be essentially immortal. We'll still have to play the game. Be careful about it, but it'll give us all of the chip damage healing we need for when we don't have our ult up. Alright. We need these guys to hurt us. Okay. That ult came up super fast. Boom! Pretty healthy. We're pretty good at this. We're pretty fine. I'm sure this is about to wear out. So we will run through the guys on the outer edges. So now, extra health is lovely. Can't quite tell how much damage we're dealing. Normally I'd use projectile stamp on her if I don't have enough haste. It's up already. There we go. Alright. We should generally be good to just run through things now. As long as we hit it with the flower stamp, we can kind of just hang out on the outskirts of enemies. And this will just kind of just running circles now, huh? Through enemies. So running smaller circles than most characters. Trying to aim our shuriken just a little bit in front of us. And now that we have the extra healing, our ult is up even more often. Where it fell off at 12. And it's back up by before 16, so it's under 4 seconds of downtime. That is silly. we are vulnerable 4 seconds out of every 10, which means we could dash to remove another second of vulnerability to make it about 3 to 4 seconds of vulnerability. That is very silly. That is extremely silly. We essentially are invincible. Where is that guy? I need to mark him. He's marked. We'll be a little careful here once our ult ends, because we're not running the healing stamp, which we can now fix. Because surprisingly, these shuriken output a ton of damage. We have almost nothing going into them, and they are doing 450 crits, almost 300 crits, and there's four shuriken. So, you know, they're doing around 1,000 damage if you hit all 4 of them on one target. So that is pretty sizable. Without solo stamp, without attack stamp, without Gorilla Paw. But we do have a lot of a base attack because of combination of membership, Raven's Feather, and Gorilla Buff. Now that our damage is low enough, Gorilla Buff is always up. Bomb Stamp helps with that, because enemies will get hit with the bomb. You can run Candy if you want to. I don't think it's really necessary. Candy reduces the damage per weapon, so things can survive longer, so that you can try to get your Gorilla Buff. You can run the projectile up stamp just to try to lower your damage per shuriken. You could, like, not build damage, but, like, at the end of the day, just don't worry about Gorilla Buff. Build your weapon with power in mind, and it will perform. Right, goodbye. Goodbye, stamp. Oh, I still have my ult. Okay. I did not get too much out of my ult. Sweet. I'll take a little bit of damage here so that I can pop my ult. Should be fine to stand in this. Oh, she died. Nice! About 25-second clear. Not too bad. On a very memey build. DR healing, idol costume, food that buffs your regen. You can just kind of slam your face into things. That's a fun little Kanata build, guys. And there's the clear. Thank you all for watching, and please come join us over on YouTube or on Twitch at twitch.tv/marisankyosuke_TV, same name as this YouTube account. Would love to have you. Come chat and say hi, or just lurk. You don't have to talk at all. And of course, blah blah blah, like, comment, subscribe if you don't know already. That's how all YouTube content creators get discovered eventually. So, other than that, take care. Bye bye.